cuantos? That's how much? Cuanto?
600, I think. So, but it couldn't make my shit look.
Nigga, I'm going to Barcelona.
Okay. Yeah, that's where I haven't bought anything lately.
Nigga, you didn't get.
Okay. All right, so people should be hearing us right now. We're gonna be live in about 1 more minute. Get your questions ready, folks. If I had any drums, I would start beating them. Exactly. Any drum company want to sponsor us?
Yes.
Feel free to send me a drum to start beating. And I'm hearing a little echo, so we're gonna shut something off here. Oh, that's my cell phone.
Okay. Yeah.
So they could hear us.
Yes.
They could hear us. So, all right, let's. Where is my? Oh, okay. Duh.
But we're talking this way, right?
Yeah, you want to be right there, right there. All right, everyone. Cool. We are live now. If anything goes wrong, it is OBS's fault. I just want to put that out there because people start attacking me like it's my fault.
Hey.
Cool. Hey, everybody. Robert Silver here, and thank you for tuning in for another episode of Let's Talk Photography. And if you've been following me on Instagram, which I hope you have, and if you haven't, go to Robert Silver Photography on Instagram and click that follow. This week, I have the beautiful and amazingly inspiring and, how can I say, magnetic.
Oh.
Okay? I'm trying to think of all the adjectives. Anyway, MDT Agency model and actress, Nia Assata.
Hey, y'all.
That's my special, that's about much special effects I got.
It's good.
That I could afford right now, guys. So, but anyway, I'm really happy to have her with me. It's actually a little bit too late. Not too late, like, waited too long to have her.
Yeah.
If you've checked out my Instagram or follow me there, you can see she's on my page the most out of all the models I work with. She's definitely my muse for like the past 3 years. We've been working a lot together.
We does this.
And I just posted a photo of her today that we shot in my driveway with one light, a canvas backdrop from Savage, and we just basically made it happen.
Styled it real quick. And
exactly. She styled herself. Bought 3 outfits together and it came out really, really well. So feel free to post a comment on that feed and let me know what you think about it on Instagram. So let's just take a real quick second. First is, if you aren't already, make sure you follow me on Facebook and all the good stuff. Let's go here. There we go. At Robert Silver Photography. On Instagram at Robert Silver Photography. Patreon, Twitter, all that good stuff. And let's not forget the beautiful Nia over here, because we need to make sure she's being followed. And here she is on Instagram at
Lake Merritt Goddess.
Yes, please do check her out there. You'll see all of her awesome, amazing, beautiful antics that she's up to. She's a creative, and as you can tell, she's a beautiful creative, so that doesn't hurt either. Now, make sure you go and follow her. Here we go. All right, so one thing I do want to share with you this week is, actually, I want to share this with you guys real quick. Oh.
Ooh.
I forgot to, I know. I'm getting excited just holding this thing. It's quite amazing. Okay, here we go. All right, everything's good. My phone got me nervous. So right now, I have the Lumix S5 camera. It's with their kit lens. And they just sent this to me earlier this week to test out. I will be posting a review on it, I'm thinking next week. So feel free to stay tuned, subscribe, like, and all that good stuff. And for sure, I'm going to be able to give you my favorite features of this camera. Because I saw that there's a lot of reviews on it. And that I'm not going to do a full-fledged, in-depth technical review. But I will tell you about all the features I feel that separates this camera from other full-frame cameras out there. But so far, I really like it. It's super small. It looks great in the model's hands, right? Look at that. Yeah, see, you want a camera that looks great in the model's hands.
This is, like, phenomenal. They need to send
It's super compact, right?
Yes, I love it. It's
now,
not that heavy either.
It's really not.
Yeah.
It really isn't. And I didn't pay her to say that. Now, but honestly, if you check out the photo I posted today on Instagram, I took it with this camera, and I'll be posting more with it. That was a JPEG straight from this camera. So I'm liking how this camera is working for me. So I'm still checking it out. So just want to let you guys know about that. Now, let's get to the nitty gritty.
Hey! Yes.
Okay, you're here.
I'm here.
And this week we're going to be talking about photographing people of color.
Yes.
Right?
Definitely.
And I know as a person of color, as a photographer, I've been through some situations, but not as much. I know that because I'm not in front of the camera.
Right.
They look at the results. They say, okay, I'll work with you because you got the results that I want. Right?
Totally.
So later on, we're going to get more in depth about your experience as a person of color and perhaps some tips we could share with some photographers and models. Hopefully models are watching.
Yes.
About what they can do to perhaps empower their photo shoot.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, totally.
But now let's talk about you, because a lot of people may not know you. And if you don't, you should.
Oh, God.
Check her out on Instagram.
Yes.
So, what got you into modeling? I know that's such a broad question.
Goodness, such a broad question. Honestly, though, if you can believe it or not, I've always wanted to model. I remember being 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, asking my mom, can I model? How do I model? Why can't I model? I don't know. Model. And when I was a baby, I did. I modeled as a baby. Cool stuff.
Did you? Oh.
I actually did. And then my mom was just like, I didn't want you getting caught up in all the makeup and all that stuff at a young age. So that was super cool. And I was like, all right, cool. And also I was homeschooled. So, it was just kind of like, we ain't getting into all of that. But I graduated high school and I was still like, I want to model. I had a friend in high school who was signed to an agency also. And I was just like, the stars are lining up. I got to figure this out. And one day I came home and my brother's friend was sitting on the couch and he's a big, awesome photographer. But back then he was just starting out like me.
Yeah.
And I did my first photo shoot with him and I fell in love. And from then I was just like, let's create this. Why don't we do this? How about this? And
ideas started flowing.
You start meeting people. You start executing. You see what works, what doesn't work, who works, who doesn't work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And
and that's where
you start building.
From there.
Yeah.
And when we first met 3 years ago, where were you then in the process of modeling?
I literally was just starting. I was on Facebook looking at groups of photography groups and model groups in Bay Area and all of that, and that's actually how I came across you. And I was just like really eager, very eager. I'm very eager now, of course, but starting out I was just like, okay, I need to find people who want to shoot. But my main thing was finding not just a photographer or someone with a camera, but someone who had a vision, knew what he or she wanted to do, knew their lane, and was ready to work with someone who was in their lane as well, to collaborate on.
Someone that's aligned with you.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Exactly. And not just, hey, I have a camera, let's shoot. No. You see, because I'm trying to do some dope stuff.
Gotcha.
Professional stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I totally understand. I think we should do. I have an idea for you later, but nonetheless, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
The photos that you're seeing right now on the slideshow are photos that Nia and I have created. As you can tell, this is my driveway right there. It's a beautiful driveway in front of a white and purple house. And then here's the one I did with the S5 JPEG image, and it came out stunning. I loved it. One light. This was from our first photo shoot.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, for her headshots. And that was awesome.
Yes.
And this one was another awesome. I loved it.
Yes.
And shout out to Savage for all the awesome roles they've supported me with throughout the years. Here we go again. This is a natural lit photo here of Nia. So you can see she's extremely diverse. I mean, she could take it to a whole... the right model would take it to the next level. Okay? It's just that simple. Matter of fact, let me click back to... it's really important. I think once you get past the how do I figure this out is photography me stage, the very beginning stage, if you find a model that's, and I think I mentioned this in the last episode, you find that model that's somewhat in your, you say lane, but I think level for me.
Yes.
Amateur, beginning, or serious enthusiast, or professional. And then you two can grow together and push each other. And then there's a creative trust.
Agreed.
Right?
Agreed.
We can be like, hey, let's go for this. Let's go for that. And we know that we're going to turn out images and our time is worth it.
Right.
Because her time is money. My time literally is money. I charge by the time I'm going to be spending on set with someone.
Okay.
So with that said, if you guys are in connection, then there's no wasted time. Matter of fact, it's productive time.
Exactly. Even all
right?
laughs and jokes.
So try to find, use Instagram. I did mention this. I do have a video on how to find that right model. You could check that out on my YouTube, of course, channel. Use Instagram, go into search and type in, let's say, Bay Area models or LA models or wherever it is you're at, and just try to find a model that perhaps not only has the look that you like working with, and especially has the look of where you're going.
Right.
Not just today's
right.
look,
No,
but
exactly.
that she has the look that like in 10 years, well, 5 years, 10 years,
right.
whatever,
right.
that's the look that you want to be photographed.
And has versatility as
has
well.
versatility, totally,
you know?
absolutely.
Yeah, you're looking not only for just an awesome model, but also what energy does she possess and bring exactly to add on to whatever else you have going on, or
absolutely.
You know, any ideas that the team may have. You know, it's all collaborative, but you want whomever is a part of that team to be awesome at what they do.
So now let's now that we're talking about being awesome, because that's one thing you do. Hey, thanks for tuning in Talent Photography NYC. Really appreciate that. You're with MDT. Let's talk about how the heck you got signed with MDT.
Oh my goodness. This story is honestly really crazy. How did I get signed with MDT? How it started, I had an economics class at Laney College.
Okay.
This girl comes up to me. She's like, "You're super cute." I'm like, "No, you're super cute." So we're like super cute in there going crazy with big curly hair with each other. The only 2 black girls in there. Okay, I will say that. And she's like, follows me on Instagram, and she's like, "Your photos are awesome. We've only shot like once." So she's like, "Your photos, okay?
Photo is
my
awesome.
photo is awesome. Who shot you?" And I was like, "Girl, I got you. Let me hit you." So I hook you up. And little did I know she was signed with MDT. So that was pretty cool. So she comes back to class. She's like, "Girl, he was awesome. Shoot was awesome." I'm like, lit. Next thing I know, you're photographering for MDT. I'm like, "Oh my God." Next thing I know, my picture's on your brochure in front of them. Next thing I know, I'm signed.
That was awesome. I'm gonna add a little, because I went to MDT to visit them, because every like 6 months or so I'll go to the office and say hi to people, make sure they know I'm human. And I showed up with my cards, like photography comp cards, I guess you want to call it. That's what they have for preferred photographers, so that you have a pile of your stuff, so that you know, say, "Hey, this is photographers you could work with," to their new talent. And they saw her, and they said, "Matter of fact, hold on, I got something special here." Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Drum roll.
Oh my gosh.
Drum roll. Okay. Bam. So this photo right here, which is actually hanging on my, well, you can't really see it up there, folks, but it's back there. There you go. See that? Beep beep beep. Anyway, that was my sound effects. That's the.
We're
anyway,
getting there.
Beep,
We're getting
beep,
there.
beep.
We're getting there.
They saw this photo and literally asked, "Who is that?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's my girl. Oh yeah. You need her. You need this one." So it was just really, how can I say, accidental.
Accidental, but
and it was
literally perfect. Everything fell. Everything.
See, that's when you know you chose the right model as a muse. When an agency, you didn't even picture.
Facts.
They just see it and they say, "Who's that?"
Facts.
But bingo. Facts. So do your homework. Because I definitely don't believe in giving away all your work for free all the time. No. And I do have a video about that called "To TFP or Not to TFP."
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
So I did a video on that. You can look that up too.
That's neat.
But when you do find someone you have no problem, in fact, I never have an issue. It's just about, are we available?
That part.
Okay.
Yep.
So anywho, so how's your experience since you've signed? Like, what opportunities have come your way? What areas of opportunities you've created for yourself?
Oh my goodness. Since being signed, it's been really, really dope. I've gotten to work with companies like Intel, Banana Republic. The goddess got to work with Stephen Curry. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wow,
some dope stuff. And then I've also gotten
like
to
that what was that in LA?
Oh my God! Now it's out and I can say, I've worked with Black Radiance. Oh my God! Actually, and yep. Done some awesome stuff, y'all. But on a serious note,
where do you see yourself? Like, where do you want to take this? What's your next level?
Well, as Lake Merritt Goddess, within modeling, I would love to be the face of awesome and major beauty brands, as well as a motivational and inspirational figure, just period. That's who I am. That's what I do. And I see myself in the next 5-10 years taking that role on even more major, with building out Lake Merritt Goddess as a motivational, inspirational brand fully.
Period.
So, yeah.
And who are you looking to inspire? Okay. Besides my viewers, which I hope they're getting inspired.
I'm looking to inspire my gods and goddesses. And those are people who are just looking for that day-to-day grind, that day-to-day motivation, that understanding that no one is perfect. We all are going towards something, building towards something, but it's much more helpful and much more fun when you have others who are on that level and same, same
absolutely
lane with you. So yeah.
Absolutely. And now with the there we go. I'm just checking something, just make sure everything's straight. Sorry, folks. All right. Remember to feel free to post your questions, comments, whatnot, so that we can get to that. We will be getting to it probably in about 15 minutes or so. So feel free to post them. I will be able to get to all of them. Don't worry. I want to answer everybody's questions if we do have any. Yes. Especially if you have any questions about these photos right here. If you have questions for Nia, most importantly, especially when it pertains to working with people of color. Yes. She obviously has more experience being in front of the lens than I do. But that means for editing. That means for lighting. That means wardrobe.
Even makeup.
Makeup.
That's a huge, huge, huge thing. I'd say being a woman of color, a person of color, and being a model. Being on set, you're on set with many different people, right? Each set is totally different. Each artist is totally different. But the makeup artist is a huge part, okay? And the way they do your makeup is a huge part, okay? Having colored skin, melanated skin, each tone is different. We all know that. From any race, each tone is different. But once you really work with someone of color, you notice. All right, there's levels and there's different things that have to be done so that the camera picks up, right, your skin the right way. We don't look dry or we don't look over saturated. It's it's a fine balance. Yeah. And
it's funny that you mentioned the saturation part, because that kills it every time.
It does.
It really does.
It does.
Because people of color, we have more red and orange in our skin tone.
Correct. Those undertones.
The melanin, and that just makes you look like a cherry, pretty much. A cherry with an afro. Yeah. You know.
And
and
if you
that's
don't
not cute.
Have complimentary makeup on, then it definitely it doesn't work.
So okay, let's start right there. Let's start right there. What photographers, right? That's who the majority of these folks, I believe, is watching. That subscribe. When it comes to makeup artists, what kind of tip would you give them when looking for a makeup artist for a shoot that you're on, or a woman of color?
A tip I
choosing
give a
the right makeup artist.
Yeah, choosing the right makeup artist.
Yeah.
I'd first say, of course, look through his or her portfolio, right? Main thing I like to look for when I'm choosing a makeup artist for myself, how their makeup picks up, how the light picks up the makeup. That is very heavily important, especially in studio, right? You're dealing with all these lights, all these flashes, all these harsh lighting, and if the makeup, if it's too much or too little, it'll show. So I'm always looking for someone who has that nice balance of, okay, he or she knows how to have that foundation there, but not too much here, right? Or this, or maybe mixed colors. It's like an artist. It's like picking an artist. And do you like how they mix their colors? Yes or no? Do you like matte versus glossy? Every artist is different. Every makeup artist is different. So I mean, you kind of.
So what deems like, okay, I feel like this makeup artist is going to understand my complexion. What are those, like, if you can give one or two things, you know what I mean, like, all right, I can trust that makeup artist, because I actually had that thrown on me the week or two ago, where she's like, she looked at the makeup artist and I had to almost convince her that, like, nah, she's good, don't worry, you know what I mean? And it was a woman of color. So what's the thought process when you're like, all right, cool, this makeup artist knows what time it is?
Honestly, for me, like I said, it's just, if I see the photos and they don't pop, the skin isn't popping, the makeup isn't popping, it just looks flat. Like like if I like when makeup, I can see like the 3D of it. Gotcha. I can see that she has on makeup, but she looks fire.
Does having women of color on her profile help?
A lot. Very much so. I'm always trusting. If you have, more women of color than not, and your skill set is up, that it's a no. I don't care what you do.
Okay.
I'm booking you.
So with that said, folks, photographers, if you want to, honestly, I like working with people of all colors, shapes, and sizes. I do not hate. I do not care, and they all pay. So with that said, if you want to instill some confidence in your photography, for a subject perhaps you haven't worked with, these are certain things I would keep in mind if I wanted to produce a photo shoot and ask a model for, even if it's a TFP session, to instill that bit of confidence. Means she's going to come in there ready to go, fired up, hungry, and she feels like her time is valued.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's taken serious.
It's taken, yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So if we talk about makeup artists, what other... Let's talk about fashion. Let's talk about clothes. Let's talk about wardrobe. Okay? What are some of those don'ts as a person of color? Not even as a model too, but what are some things that you're like, all right, we've just entered to the twilight zone that I keep trying to avoid. Like, what are those things when it comes to wardrobe?
Lord.
They're like, photographers, please stop doing this, whatever that is.
Well, I guess it wouldn't be more so photographers. It'd be more so stylists.
Oh, okay.
Right? I
mean, if that's for you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, but what I say a do versus a don't. A do, complementary colors, of course. That's a basic, right? Okay. Complement the colors. But a huge don't is, for me, stereotypical styles and images pertaining to people of color specifically.
Okay,
Staying inside the box, okay? Putting a woman of color in a bikini with heels. I'm tired of it. Okay?
You're saying we've seen that before.
We've seen it. Let's move on to something more extraordinary. And I feel that nowadays, especially with women of color, now I don't want to use the word trending, but being spoken of with more...
women of color more highlighted,
yes,
I guess.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
People are noticing, okay, let's break barriers. Okay, let's do different colors. Let's do mismatch because we're fire. Because we can exude that energy along with...
the Black Panther movie effect.
All of it.
They can actually make $1 billion movie. Holy cow.
They can actually do it.
So you're saying...
push those limits.
Yeah. So you're saying, look, let's not just be... It sounds like a sexual
exactly.
What do you call it? Sexualized,
yes.
if you will.
Do not over-sexualize.
Do you get that?
I do.
From photographers
I do.
Automatically just
yes.
something that's hyper sexual.
Or they're like, hey, I have an idea. I can already guess your idea. I have an idea. Here's the mood board.
And it's a bunch of bikinis. Okay, so photographers, this is last week or the week before, whichever. Matter of fact, watch all Let's Talk photography episodes, okay? But I mentioned that take off your photography hat and put on this is mine. This worn out, faded ass black hat.
Oh my God.
Your director hat.
Yeah.
Stop being a photographer. Photographers do what everybody else does. They go to Best Buy, they go wherever their credit card could take them, get a camera, and now they're a photographer.
Right, exactly.
Right?
No.
And they want to be on
Sports Illustrated.
Sports all of a sudden, real quick, right? So let's stop all that. Be a director. Produce an actual shoot with some thought.
Yes.
Because that's what's going to set you apart.
Yes.
Trust me. People thought when I first started, I was all about butts and bikes is what I call it, right? Girls with big butts on some bikes and cars. And I never even put that out there that I wanted to do it.
Right.
They just assumed,
right?
So my portfolio was what I knew was the one way I was going to set myself apart.
Yes.
And they see a black photographer from Oakland, and then they see my portfolio. A lot of times, they're shocked that I did all that, right?
Exactly.
But it took work, it took time, and it took effort.
Yeah.
So when you how about be the one who does something absolutely editorial and beautiful with a woman of color, can really add a sense of flair to your portfolio.
Most definitely.
Does that make sense?
Most definitely.
And I'm not against Caucasian models at all. I think they're gorgeous, and I work with a few of them. I have no problem. I've worked with trans models. I've worked with male models. I don't care. So, but I like pushing a boundary. I like really trying to do things others are not doing.
Exactly.
And that's what I think women of color, especially like yourself, you're saying you're looking for those kind of opportunities.
Correct. Exactly.
So if you're the photographer that's creating those kind of opportunities for models that are hungry, have the talent, have the beauty, that are worth your time, guess what they're going to do? And I mentioned this before. They're going to be your biggest billboard, your biggest fan, your biggest promotional tool that costs nothing.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly. Ding, 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 ding. Okay.
See the special effects.
Yes.
So,
yes.
So that right there is going to get you a lot more work, a lot more credibility, because that's what you want. You want to know that if you come to San Francisco or that you type in, this happens for me, Bay Area photographer, boom, they see my work. I've heard that many times, or SF photographer, or Oakland photographer. If you want to make sure that you have a positive, what do you call it? A positive, when people say about you.
What?
You know what I'm talking about?
Notoriety.
Oh, it's your notoriety. People, you need to comment and let me know what the hell I'm supposed to be saying.
Okay, bro. Yeah.
You know
a
what I'm
positive,
saying,
yeah, like a resume. Not you know what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, now we're both
Oh
stuck.
God,
So
help
this
me.
shit's contagious,
man.
folks. But if you have that, then and then with the model to back it up and the good photos, I mean, your sky's the limit for you as a career. It really, really, really is. So now, so we talked about the wardrobe. Okay. Well, okay. So, what are some positive experiences when it came to wardrobe? I mean, what are some ways to really say, like, okay, I don't want to be so atypical when I see a beautiful curvy woman of color, right?
Yeah.
She's attractive, but what's a good way as a photographer that I can approach you and say, okay, how do we elevate this? What are some things you would recommend for a photographer?
I mean, like I said, you think outside the box. Let's say if we had a shoot, right? And we say, hey, let's do all black. Okay, that's very vague. How about we throw in, let's do all black with a fire blue afro.
Oh, yeah.
Now we've kind of added an
That would be
element.
pretty dope.
Now it's going to
That
be
would be
electric.
pretty dope.
Now we can, and maybe we'll do an electric blue lip. Now your skin is going to pop off the afro with that. Hey.
So what are some tools photographers could use to help express their vision?
Pinterest is great.
Okay.
Who doesn't use
and Pinterest is free, folks.
Definitely.
Free. It's $99.
It's awesome. I have mood boards I ain't sent to nobody that are just there.
Wow.
I'd also say, think of people who inspire you already. Whether they be celebrities, whatever they are, type of artists that inspire you. Look at their work. Look at their process. Look at how they think and, what they produce and what they execute. Try and, not to say copy it, but, emulate what they're doing. How they do it. How they see. What they see. And then think to yourself, what do I like? That's always the start. If everything was ideal, what would you be producing right now? If the world was at your fingertips, what would you? That's like the start. That's where I start, and then
interesting. And then you're like, all right, I don't have $1 million budget. Right. Let's go back.
Exactly. Just one.
And then we end up in my driveway.
And you feel me? But hey, we'll send those photos to somewhere. I bet we'll be in Barcelona.
Could. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, all right.
So, I think that's a really good point. That's a good point. Start big. Start big and work backwards.
Yes.
Use Pinterest, Google Images, or even Instagram.
Oh, of course.
Using a search engine, say, like editorial photography or whatever. Photo shoot ideas is a big hashtag, stuff like that. Thank you, everyone, for commenting. Yes, impression and rapport. That's exactly what I was trying to say.
There we go. Thank y'all. You guys are awesome.
All right. Well,
like these people.
I'm glad you're there because you're pretty much saving my thought process here. All right. So we talked about beauty. We talked about fashion. Let's talk about approach. Because in my workshops, believe it or not, folks, I know during this COVID, I haven't really done it, but I've been teaching workshops for like 3 years. And you can check me out on Meetup. You can just check it out on Meetup, okay? Bay Area photographers and etc. But that's neither here nor there. But a lot of questioning I get is, how do I approach a beautiful model? They're nervous, right? How do I do it? They got beautiful work. I'm trying to get beautiful work. So what is some good tips and advice? This is for men and women because I get it from both.
Totally.
Photographers.
Totally.
Okay. So what are some good tips you can give to approach you?
Number one, be professional. And when I say professional, that means do not start the message saying, hey, you got dope photos. You cute. Let's shoot. have no idea of what else people say. Things like that. And no, right? Be professional. Hi, my name is XYZ. I specialize in whatever type of photography. I came across your page or your website. I truly adore your photos. I think we could create whatever, you build it up, build it up.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
Okay? Because 9 times out of 10, a model is going to be down to I'm here to shoot. I want to create.
You do.
I love to hear ideas and like, oh, I never thought of that. Yeah, let's go do that. Always. Robert always brings up nonsense. And I'm like, yep, I don't even know what he's talking about. But yep. What date?
Try it out.
I'll be there.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll ask questions when we get there. But, right, build it up. Know what you want, right? First, know your vision. And say, hey, I'm XYZ. I do this. This is what I'm thinking of doing. Your photos look amazing. I think they align with my vision. I think we could, whatever. Are you open? Or what are your thoughts? Do you have suggestions? Bounce exactly. I'd say, and also, don't create it to be open-ended, right? So, like, what are your suggestions? Do you have this is it.
Involve you in the process,
Thank
if you will.
Involve the model in the process.
Okay.
You don't want to just come off hard. This is what it is, period.
Now, how do you feel if it's a beginner photographer? They tell you, hey, I'm a beginner photographer. I'm an amateur, right?
Totally.
Would you give your time to someone like that?
Yes.
And what would it take?
Right, there we go. I'm like, right, because yes, but
exactly.
I'm always looking for, and I think also other models who are serious about their craft are always just looking for someone who's eager, who's hungry, and who's serious, right? Like you said, everybody goes wherever their credit card takes them, buys a camera, and now I'm a photographer.
Totally.
Right. Okay. No, because see, for a model, I'm like, okay, I have an idea of the photos we're going to take. I have an idea of how they're going to look, right? I have an expectation of the work that is going to be produced. Also, to add on to that, once these photos are taken, I have to trust you with photos of me.
Totally.
I don't know if people really think about that, right? Like, beyond just, oh, these are cute. No, you're going home with 700 photos of me.
Yeah.
That I don't have control over this no more.
For good or for worse.
For good or for worse, right?
Totally.
So, thinking about all of that is just,
So you're saying you would be willing to shoot with
a beginner.
So if
I just want to see the hunger.
Gotcha. Okay, I like that. You want to see the hunger, the passion. Like you really do want to.
You do. You want to shoot. You want to grow. You want to learn. You don't just.
Now, what is that? Okay, so cool. They got the passion.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is the other element of this amateur photographer that's going to say, going to inspire you to say, "Shit, let's shoot."
Your idea is out of the box.
Interesting.
It's not something I can do, or someone that like.
Gotcha.
I'm a beginner. I know I'm a beginner. These are my photos. I know they're not great, but I have this vision, and I really, I've thought out. I even people have gone off to say I've already gone to the location and spotted out the lighting. Now I just need you. Why would I say no? Like you've really.
So they did all the homework. They did everything. You pretty much just need to show up.
Why would I not? I'm here for that. Yes, you're serious about your craft, and all you need or want is a dope model, and you've taken the strength and confidence to even DM me too at that. Yeah. I'm here for that. Let's do it. What are you talking about? No.
That goes back to what we were saying just earlier with put on your director's hat and produce a photo shoot.
Yes.
And especially if you have a model in mind and you've seen her on, let's just use Instagram. Let's just be honest. That's probably where you're going to find a lot. On Instagram, and you like the work that she's doing. She has the look for the vision you have. So doing all that legwork beforehand, the research is going to help you out and instill that confidence. That like, okay, you might be a beginner, but at least you have a vision. You have the confidence to know where you want to go.
Yeah.
And she might be down for that journey.
And also, too, 9 times out of 10 with people, when you put that energy out there, whether you're whatever level you're on, if you're serious about what you're doing, that other person will sometimes feel it and then feel bad for saying no because they know you're that serious and know you're gonna go do that with or without them. That's what I like. If I say no and I know you still gonna go do that shit, nah, nigga, we doing that. Doing that shit. You know?
Gotcha.
Yes.
You're saying, okay, he's hungry.
Mm-hmm.
I want
to be part of that.
One. Yeah, right.
I'm trying to be part of that. We both finna eat.
Gotcha.
Why? I'm not trying to pick off your plate and mine. No. Yeah.
And I think you're absolutely right, quite honestly.
Yeah.
And that goes for photographers as well as far as like vice versa. If it's a newer model, giving them a shot, even though like I've worked with newer models,
Yeah.
and they really have never been in front of a camera, really, like a serious photo shoot,
Right.
aside from their cell phone.
Right.
So it works both ways,
Yes.
right? So not just
Yes.
a new photographer, but also a new model.
Mhm.
But if they bring into me all this, like, hey, I got this, I want to shoot, I'm really hungry, I have an idea, because a lot of times I'll test them. I'll be like, so what's the concept?
Right.
And all of a sudden they're like,
right. I was just thinking.
I'm just available. I was like, well, you know what I'm thinking? My batteries are dead.
Oh my Lord.
That's what I'm thinking. My batteries are dead. My SD cards are corrupt. Okay, and my back is broke. Okay, so that's
Lord.
what all of a sudden will be my excuse.
Exactly.
But there are some that come correct. I guess is the best way to say.
That's the way to say it.
So now, let's talk about editing.
Oh.
Okay, because you mentioned saturation earlier.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and I have a few things about that too.
Oh, Lord.
So when it comes to, okay, so you got the photo shoot. The photo shoot looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
You're happy with the session.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's respectful. Yada yada yada. Now, what are some pet peeves when you see the final delivered images? Delivered meaning already edited. Hopefully you chose your own images, because I let the models choose their own images. If we shoot TFP, right, and I'm not paying for her to be there, she chooses the photos.
Right.
Couple of reasons. This is a little sidetrack, but it's not.
It's all good.
Okay. Couple of reasons is if she chooses the photo, see, I have a method to my madness.
I'm sure
see,
you
you're
do.
About to
I believe.
see,
I believe.
You're
I'm
about to,
so ready to listen to what
the
you're
Wizard
gonna
of
say,
Oz
bro.
kind of shit right now. You're about to see
wait.
behind the curtain. Anyway, first is if I let her choose the photos, she's gonna post those photos.
Facts. 100% facts.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And guess what? I only ask is to be credited and tagged in the captions of the post, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, boom. Now I have my post on my Instagram, and I have my post on her Instagram. So that's double the reach.
Okay.
You see? Now, and if she chooses the photo, or he chooses the photo, they're going to be that much more excited to post it on their story.
Exactly.
Tag me again.
Exactly.
Tell their friends about it.
Exactly.
Tell them who shot it. Yada, yada.
Exactly.
There's a ripple effect.
Exactly.
I think there's a book on it. Hold on, here it is. It's called The Compound Effect. Folks.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I know.
Here we go.
I know. Okay? They did not sponsor this
Oh,
video
my
at all.
Lord.
Okay? But check out this book. It is real. The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. If you know about it, feel free to post down below. But this is the book.
That's the one?
It is the book. And it talks about that ripple effect.
Mm-hmm,
Absolutely.
mm-hmm.
So
But it's real.
absolutely. One action causes another reaction,
Mm-hmm.
etc. So that goes for our situation too.
Mm-hmm.
So everything's going good. Let's go back to the editing. I'm sorry, I'm going to
that's
digress. I got excited about this
Yeah,
book.
of course. We know. Now you
So everything goes good.
Mm-hmm.
I let you choose the photos. You're fucking happy. You're awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I deliver the photos or a photographer, what is a pet peeve of you as a woman of color that you wish photographers would try to be more conscious about?
God damn. I don't. Jesus.
Feel free to not pull punches.
Cause right, I'm like, listen, I done did some dope photo shoots. Got back like we should have never spent time shooting. That was out of pocket. Like, why part of my arm is like blurred here, and then this part is like not blurred. Like I tried to,
Wait,
Facetune.
This is wait, hold on.
This is my
Is this
editing.
after they edit it? So
This
your
is
arm
dirty.
is sharp before the edit.
Correct.
Everything is sharp. Everything front to back looking sharp, and then when they're done,
And I get it back, and I look at the photo, and my
and
arm
you
is
think
kind of
your
blurry.
you have eye issues.
and
you have vision
I have
issues.
vision
obviously.
issues.
You think you're going blurry in certain spots.
I don't like that.
Wow.
I don't, and I've seen it. I've
never
I have
heard
photos.
people do that.
I've seen it. Like, I know you guys have used Facetune before, and I know you've seen Facetune.
No, I don't.
This
I do
man,
my own
listen,
face.
Right.
I do my
we
own
know.
Facetune.
Mr. Nerd. Listen, Mr.
My
him.
Facetune is Lightroom and
Listen.
Photoshop, folks.
Listen, well, everybody ain't got Lightroom Photoshop. /
So
people don't even
it's
care.
an app?
So
Is
there's
it
an
an
app. It's called
okay.
Facetune, and it basically will if you will, quickly. It's like a McDonald's, right? Like it's super quick. Little take a little blemish away. And I mean, it'll work for little stuff. Like it's cute.
Selfies and stuff.
But people will literally blur the whole face out and make it look like a fake doll, if you will. So I'll show you a picture after we're done.
Like a porcelain
like
doll
yes. So I've had photographers go into Lightroom and Photoshop and do that on my photo. Why is this happening? Oh, is this an editing
where
style?
you were happy with it prior to them editing
You didn't have to edit it. You could have left it raw. If this
and it would have been just fine.
Yeah. Right? I don't like it.
Wow.
Yeah. Or the changing of skin color.
What is the message that's being sent to you when you see a work like that being delivered to you after you spent your day and your time?
To me as a model, it honestly feels like you don't care that much about your work. Forget even me. Forget me. You don't care about the work you just produced.
Wow.
And that's what exactly, and that hurts because it's like I don't like wasting my time, bro. It just doesn't make sense. Like why?
So what other things with editing aside from blurring? What's a thing that especially when it pertains to being conscious when working with women of color or subjects of color that photographers perhaps should know about?
Wow. The contrast making women or people of color look ashy or faded away. Did you see that shoot they did with Simone Biles, the gymnast?
Oh, yeah.
I
wasn't really happy with that.
Yes, of course. You better not be.
No.
Okay? So things like that. Why is the lighting contrast? I'm not a photographer, so you excuse my words and misuse of words. There we go. Sis.
I just so happen to have this, folks.
Sis. Beautiful sis. Why did this looks like an ancient Renaissance painting or something?
I see where they're going with it, but I'm definitely
No, I don't see it.
Okay.
That is mean.
I am 1 foot away, and my ears are 40 years old. So
that's how passionate I am about bad editing.
Extremely. I see that. I'm gonna. Okay, we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Okay, because my ears could take only so much.
Yeah, bottom line, respect the skin. Okay.
Got you. So.
Respect the lighting.
Got you. Lighting. Interesting.
Once again, I'm no photographer, but to me, lighting, it makes a difference.
So you've seen over time what is good, like if a photographer knows good lighting.
Correct. Very much so.
You know that.
Yes, I do. And can also tell what my skin should look like under certain lighting.
Copy that.
On a good photo.
Okay. Do you recommend photographers to ask their subject, person of color or not, how do they like the lighting?
Honestly, no. I feel like as a photographer, it's your job to understand how I should look under the lighting.
Wow.
That's not my job.
That's facts. No, I can't argue with that. I can see both sides.
I could say, hey, can we brighten this up? Or you show me the photo, hey, maybe we'll take this down. But it's your job to say, this is the lighting we should probably shoot under because, at least, listen, I've been working with Robertson for 3 years, and that's what he says every time. So, hey, this is the lighting. I'm thinking this lighting because.
I literally said that yesterday.
I know that.
No, I have an idea.
Bruh,
I'm going somewhere
period.
with this.
And then he does the because, and then the whole explanation then makes sense. And I'm like, okay, bro, put me here. I'll shoot.
But we've been shooting together for the 3 years.
Totally.
I mean, the photos I'm showcasing with you guys today are a handful of how many we've done, and it was still a hell of a lot.
Right.
So you can see here in my this is with one softbox there in my driveway. Don't stop by, say hi, please, unless you got like a pizza with you, perhaps.
Yes.
Vegetarian.
Jesus.
But and again, that was yesterday, but that was with one light. I wanted to experiment with a lighting here.
But see,
yeah,
like that, if I went to a photographer and I'm like, yo, I need headshots, I don't want to tell you
how to
bring a reference photo like, hey, can my lighting look like
this?
No.
This one is goddamn amazing.
Yep.
I still love it. I said this last week, but make sure you're a fan of your own work. Like I've literally, like yesterday when we were in San Francisco for the second half. You guys didn't see it on Instagram, but we went to San Francisco, and we stopped because we knew we got the shots. Like we're done. Be a fan of your own work. Be honest with your own work.
Yes.
Like know when you don't have it.
Yes.
And don't be like, no, we're good. And then you get home, you're like, oh my God, I hope they don't see all the shit I fucked up on, right?
Yep.
So, and as a photographer, I interviewed Nigel Barker one time, and he did. And
What?
I
Can't
thought I
just
told
drop
you
that here.
Anyway,
Like,
I thought I told
is he
you that.
crazy?
But anyway, I interviewed and I asked him how do you know when you're a professional photographer? And he said you know when you're a professional when you know you got the shot, whether it be 2 pictures or 200 pictures. And I was like, I said, you know what? That is real.
That's real, yo.
Right?
That's real. It's like cooking. You know, as a chef, when your seasons are done.
But it also goes for the lighting
Yeah.
too. I'm gonna just try to. I'm trying to go back.
Tie it all in.
I'm trying to tie it all together. So I think. Yeah, honestly, it goes back to the muse thing that we mentioned earlier. Finding that right model you can work with and experiment with all sorts of creative lighting.
Yes.
And then we can, like, yesterday was an experiment.
Yes.
Like, I literally was like,
Yes,
I want to do this kind of angle. I wanted this. But I knew we'd be fooling around and having fun. So I can experiment and not be stressed out about experimenting. I know someone asked last week about do I use mannequins. I think that was 2 weeks ago. I've never used a mannequin. Not against using one. Because I have... For like to practice lighting and angle of lighting and see how light changes.
I see.
Yeah, they do it in film school and stuff.
Oh, it. What am I saying? Similar. The skin, like it's
like for the most part. I mean, obviously they don't have pimples on a mannequin,
yes.
but I would want to work with that too. I'd rather have a real model because I want to see imperfections.
Exactly.
And then how does the angle hide those imperfections, stuff like that. So, anywho, I'm getting a little nerdy now, but most important thing is finding that right model. Nia just happens to be mine, and I'm grateful for that. So, those are a few that light is going to more or less reflect off of you. And I just noticed for the first time, OBS disconnected and reconnected. So, I appreciate you sticking in there, okay? You're a trooper.
Yay.
So with that said, when you're looking at reflectors, unless you particularly want a specular lighting with a silver reflector, perhaps using more of a white reflector, just experiment with your models. With people of color, our skins, just by the grace of God, just tends to have more oil in it naturally. Now what that's going to do is reflect light. So in the highlights of the forehead, her cheekbones, etc. So you have to be conscious and also communicate with your makeup artist about
about to say that.
Right about taking not only the balance but just being aware. Excuse me, that's what I wanted to say about being aware of those particular things. The makeup artist should already know, but feel free to override the makeup artist and say, hey, look, can you make sure it's a little bit more matted in these particular areas? Because as you know, when we go back home, when we're on Lightroom, like the highlights they're basically unrecoverable. I can always boost exposure if it's a little dark.
I feel you.
But if it's a little too highlight, it's so hard to recover. It's so annoying. I can't stand it.
That makes total sense.
So it's a little word from my experience. And the one thing, what else would people call it? Yeah, it's mainly the lighting aspects. So that's why practice makes, if not perfect, at least it makes you better. Does that make sense? Okay. And I've been able to make a thriving career. Like, I eat off, like, my rent gets paid off of photography, even during COVID, by the grace of God. Thank you. That sound effects is well spent in this episode, I tell you. And it's because, honestly, I have a diverse range of talent showcased on my Instagram and my portfolio on my website. And I get clients all over the place, whether it be plus size, not plus size, petite, tall, men, women, like I said, trans as well, whatever, and they feel comfortable working with me because I've purposely made an effort to get out of my comfort zone and make sure I cover clients in shapes of all ranges. Because as a photographer, my two weapons is light and shadow. When you come to me, I know how. Trust me. I can go. That's right. I'm trying to master light and shadow. That's all I'm worried about. That's all I'm thinking when I look at you.
Right.
Remember we were shooting yesterday? I was like, photography is mathematics.
Yes, it is.
It's not white. It's not black. It's not this. It's not that. I don't care.
It's not.
It's mathematics.
And it's the technicalities.
It's angles, composition.
That matter.
Totally.
It matters.
Right.
It matters. And when you're vague, when you're a vague photographer, it shows through your work. Your photos are very vague. When people look at
you
like,
mean like no sense of direction?
no sense of direction, or just like a dull, if you will. Like I've noticed photographers who are very meticulous, very serious, very anal. Like those words I understand can be very annoying.
Yeah.
But pertaining to an art or an artist, you can see it, and how I don't care how annoying it is. Like the product shows, you know, the results they show. You see it clear. You see it. It's in the. It's all the way there. All the way.
All right, folks. Real quick, I want to make sure that you are following Lake Merritt Goddess here on Instagram. Please go ahead. Please. And you see that golden bikini, guys? You see that? Super hot. Now, I know I don't have. When I get that sound effect that says "ooh la la," I'm telling you, that's the
and
one.
the whistle. You need the whistle too. How do you let the model choose? Maybe.
Perhaps.
I would think
Talent
so.
Photography NYC. We're trying to understand that exactly what you mean. If you can retype that, that'd be like amazing. And I just noticed something just dropped, and now it's back. Help!
Okay.
It literally dropped and came back. That was the most weirdest thing. I tell you, this internet going live thing is like,
it's trial and error. It's okay.
It's a lot more trial and a lot more error for sure. Yeah, if you could retype that question, but if it is about choosing a location, I actually create a dialogue.
Yeah.
So I may have a couple. She may have a couple. One thing that really helps me out, and I've actually had people be like, "Why do you want pictures?" I actually asked for pictures. I was like, "Can you send me pictures of your outfit?
Yeah.
Whether you put it on or not,
yeah,
it's cool, but I want to see the outfits." And they're like, "Why do you need to see the outfits?" It's like, look at here, man. This is a professional situation, and I need to. This is a creative industry.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm visual.
Yeah, exactly.
Photography is not telepathy.
No, exactly.
Right? I gotta see this.
Exactly.
So let me see the clothes, and then that can help me dramatically the location.
It should be, where these clothes should be placed.
And maybe even a makeup artist and whoever else. I'm like, oh, okay, I think this person could be really good for this shoot. But does that make sense?
Yeah.
For sure.
Agreed.
For location.
Agreed.
And I like involving the model in the location hunting.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree. I personally feel like maybe it's just me personally, I'm really bad at finding, I'm horrible. Like, as soon as you bring the word location to me, I'm like, I don't understand. You're speaking another language. So, yeah, though. But like he said, having an awesome wardrobe, or having, a wardrobe already basically helps. Did you mean model? What did you say?
Sorry about that. Talent Photography NYC. Thank you for retyping your question. Really appreciate it. Okay, so his question is, you mentioned you let the model choose the pictures and then they post them. How do you go about this when you're not talented? Okay.
When who's not talented? The model? Or the photographer?
Okay, that's actually a good question. Why don't you ask that question to
when
Talent
who's not
Photography
talented?
NYC? Are you saying from the photographer is not talented or the model's not talented? Okay. If the model is not talented.
Tethered. Oh, when you're not tethered.
Oh.
Oh, wait, when you're not talented.
Not talented. Okay. Okay.
Tethered in Lightroom.
Oh. Oh.
So that's you.
Copy that.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, I got it.
They ain't talking about nothing I know about.
Got it, guys. I really appreciate it. Larry, thank you for jumping on in.
Yes.
This is a teamwork effort.
Yes, it is.
It's a community.
No judgment. We all good up in here.
Well, I'm blind. You guys helped me out. Obviously, I couldn't think of a word earlier, so I really appreciate you all. All right. Now, I do shoot tethered a lot, like when I can. I like using Capture One for tethering. Works seamlessly. It's flawless. It's amazing. You've seen it. Trust me. And it pops up on my laptop, so you remember when I did shoots like that. But nonetheless, I use Capture One. Now, they don't choose then. Sometimes, like, as we're previewing the pictures, like, I'll show the back of my camera and she'll see it, or when I'm shooting tethered. But when I'm not shooting tethered, I still show photos as we're shooting, because it helps to pump her up.
Mm-hmm.
It pumps me up. If she gets pumped up, I get pumped up. It's a win-win.
Yeah.
Now, when I get home, I actually use a specific website, okay? I'm going to take you guys on the website right now. Here we go. We're going to let's go to my computer view. Here we go. Boom. So here we go. We're going to take a little tour. Here we go. Oh, that is WeTransfer, but we're going to go to this site right here. Boom. It's called PixieSet. PixieSet, well, I upload the photos through PixieSet from here. It's free for only like up to 3 gigabytes worth of photos. But this is how I send off the her proofs.
And then you delete them.
After you choose them. Yeah, then I delete this collection after she chooses her whatever set amount of photos, and then I have space for the next set of collections and clients, etc., etc. See, I did one with her too, and everything else. And here's a wedding and everything else. So, with that said, let's go back. Excuse me, guys. Boom, boom. Okay. So I hope that helps out. So PixieSet is how I upload and then send an email in which she could view all the proofs from the photo shoot. So let me know, Talent Photography and Larry, if that helps you at all. No, when I upload the photos, I send over small res JPEGs. Like when I go to Lightroom to export, I export JPEG, but as I go by the dimensions, like 900 by 900 dimension, and then I just export them all as proofs. I make a separate folder called proofs, so it's almost like, it takes up no space on my hard drive, and then I upload all those proofs to PixieSet, and you could create a watermark so that it'll already be there, so you don't have to export a watermark on them, and then that's how she does it. It's super easy. How's your experience when I send you proofs?
I love it. It's literally the easiest thing ever. What he said is what happens. And what I usually do is just go through the photos, because this is when my laziness kicks in, okay? After I'm done shooting, I'm lazy,
tired.
late goddess, whatever.
I feel you.
Whatever. And I'm just like, oh, these are cute, this is cute, this is cute, this is nice, this is nice. Beyond that, I just let Robert, after I choose my favorites, I'm like, okay, here goes 30 favorites.
He's going to take care of it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yep. And she does. I tell her, like, okay, for this photo shoot, this is the amount I'm going to deliver. Well, I told her at the beginning, like, it's kind of normal now, but, and then she may choose, X amount, and then I'll water it down from there. But now that's because we have a relationship, and she understands I have an eye, and I'm not going to do her wrong.
I said that literally yesterday.
Like,
to my
seriously.
friend.
Like, I'm not going to do it. Again, I want her to post
and I know you're not going to post this messed up photo.
Exactly.
So I trust you.
Yeah, and I trust and believe. If she chooses a photo, I'm like, yeah, that ain't going to work.
Yep.
Okay? So feel free to, again, put on that director's hat.
And be real with yourself, though, and with your team. It's okay to be like,
I don't like that photo.
I don't like that. That's not, no. How about we try another one?
And that's what they look to you for. They look for you to have that, like, last stamp of approval. Okay, boom. And that sets you apart from a professional and an amateur.
Agreed.
So start owning your hat.
Agreed. I
should make a hat that says own your hat.
You
I don't
should.
know. But anyway, awesome. Talent Photography NYC for the question. Thank you so much. And I'm glad you liked the advice. Again, go to PixieSet. They do not sponsor me in any way. Though I am looking for sponsors, okay? But they are not sponsoring, but I found it so useful. And again, here's the best part. I send her proofs, and there's an option where I can allow not to be able to download any of those photos.
Nice.
Okay? They might screenshot, but most people don't, because they're going to get the edited photos. But at least, in this case, you can feel safe that when you're sending over low-res photos, because that's what you should be doing, that at least they won't get downloaded, okay? So I've had very good luck with my wedding clients, my model clients, everybody. It's worked really well for me, and there's an app version of it too, and it looks really good when they're previewing on their phone. So that, again, that adds another sense of professional credibility on your end when it comes to your presentation as a photographer. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
So with that said, it looks like we have made an hour. I told you it would be quick. It was very fast. It was very fast. So I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure, please, go ahead and check her out right over here.
What's tether mean?
That's what this is. It's tethered to it. So it just lets me know that's my computer.
Tethered, connected.
Exactly. All right. Well, I can see that was not cool. So I just want to say thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Next Tuesday, I will not be able to go live because I have to put my car in the shop and I have no clue what's going to go on there. But make sure you subscribe to my channel. Please do. Press that like, share, etc., etc., etc.
Yes.
And if you have any topics you feel like you would want me to cover with future models and everything else, let me know. Post those comments down below. Of course, please take a moment to go ahead and follow me all through social media at Robert Silver Photography, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. I really apologize for the OBS acting up. It literally crashed, and then here we are. We had to come.